welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're going to be talking all about soul contracts, what they mean, where they originate from, and what the lessons that one may learn from them could be. If you're new here, hello, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Charlene Lizette. I am a spiritual teacher here placed on earth to support you all in your journey towards your truest, most authentic self and supporting you in your true soul alignment, as well as empowering you to speak your truth and expand your consciousness. I hope you click subscribe and you become a part of our high vibe community. Thank you so much again for stopping by. If you're new, if you're returning, a massive thank you to you. All right, so this was a question that many of you asked for and have asked for either over on Instagram, during our lives here on YouTube, or over on TikTok. A few weeks ago, I also put out a questionnaire to our community, and I asked you all, what are questions that you have in regards to spirituality and consciousness that I could support you with? One of the questions you all asked are, what are soul contracts? So today we're going to be diving into that. I want to let you know that there is no absolute way for us to define in its entirety what a soul contract is, because it is a spiritual ideology. So while there are many spiritualist philosophers who have talked about soul contracts in their books and their teachings, and I can provide to you as a spiritual teacher my own interpretation of what a soul contract is, I would also encourage you to dive into your own awareness, into your own consciousness, and ask you to discover what you believe a soul contract is. Now, in order to explain in depth what a soul contract is, I'm going to take you on a little journey with me, so I hope you'll come along. I want you to think about the fact that we are here in this 3D reality and this 3D body, right? I have this body. If you were to go like this, you could touch yourself, you could physically feel yourself, just as you could physically feel, where is it? There it is, this shelf. In the world of spirituality, we understand that the highest self, the higher consciousness, in essence is a frequency, a vibration. It is not necessarily the 3D skin that we are in, but something more energetic or more vibrational in its frequency. The same could be said about the soul. So every single one of you, when you are born into this world, when you are being made inside of a belly, you are a 3D being, a physical being, and then your soul in the spiritual world is believed to mesh and combine together and fuse together to create the actual being that ends up coming into this world, having a personality, characteristics, whether they're good, bad, neutral, whatever. I don't think there's anything bad. I think it's just parts that are maybe more opportunity to learn. But that is how we are connected to our soul. So our soul is connected to our higher self, our consciousness. It is energetic in the sense, it is a frequency, it is a vibration. It's not something tangible or physical that you can touch, just like you could actually touch me, or I could, you could touch yourself, etc. It is said that when we are in this period of coming into the world, into this 3D reality, we exist in this world of frequency, of vibration that is pure energy. It is all of the universe. And we know to be true that the universe is infinite. And we play this itty bitty little part in this whole big world, okay? And you could read more about that if you want to and dive into the world of the galaxy and our solar systems and really understand what scientists have discovered over at NASA in regards to how vast this world is and how we are continuously uncovering how powerful we are as these beings, right? Even our brain is so infinite. We are so limitless. And if you watch my other videos, I always like to share with every single one of you that you are a limitless being. And so anything that you desire, you can create into a physical reality, whether that be a really cool car, the most amazing relationship, the best friends, etc. You in your mind have the power to create this into the reality with the help of this beautiful universe. Now, if any of you have watched, I think the movie's called Soul. Let me know in the comments below, because I'm going to use that movie as an example of what it would look like when we are creating soul contracts from an energetic level. When our soul chooses to come into this world, to come into this 3D reality, the soul ends up deciding to have soul contracts with other souls. So meeting your neighbor, your best friend, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, the friends that you make at school, at work, etc. There is no coincidence. Maybe even be argued or discussed that not even the person that you happen to run into at the grocery store or who cashes you out at your local coffee shop is a coincidence. We may have these tiny soul contracts with them as well. And why is that? Well, because in this world, when we look at it from a very spiritual and conscious perspective, every moment offers us an opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to expand our consciousness and the way that we choose, because we do have free will here in this 3D world, the way that we choose to show up in certain situations or with certain people. Similarly to how some people may really trigger you or you may really trigger people, while other people may make you really happy and you may have the best time and the best memories with them, those are merely soul contracts that you have with those individual people and that they have with you. When a person is creating a soul contract with their parents, they are deciding in that conscious, energetic world what that soul contract with each of their parents is going to look like. Now, they may have had soul contracts with their parents in many past lives. Sometimes astrology can help to discover that if you believe in the process of astrology. Other times we can see that through either ancestral connections, through energetic ties, and through soul ties. So when a person chooses to be born into a particular mom or a particular dad, they are deciding together through the soul contract to come into this earth, to this 3D reality, to have this connection here on earth. And in turn, they are creating the soul contract together. In a previous life, they may have had a really awful connection together because they had to learn about, specific triggers, wounds, communication, etc. But they may choose that when they both incarnate into this life, and when that, let's just say, for example, mother is giving birth to this child, what will end up happening in this soul contract is they will have the most beautiful, most wonderful relationship together where they will be best friends together because they understood that they may have had hardships in other past lives and in other soul contracts. So in this soul contract, they are designing and writing together their connection and what it's going to look like in this physical reality. Now, there is a little bit of free will in terms of how we will show up in our individual relationships regardless of the soul contract. And that is because the soul contract is like a blueprint of sorts, okay? Well, what happens when you're creating a blueprint for a home? You may have an idea that you want your bathroom here and your kitchen here and your living room here, etc., etc. But as the home is being built, there are small individual changes. Maybe the kitchen was designed to have a huge island in the middle, but that was scratched and now that island has turned into a dining room table, etc. And when we come into this 3D world, we have the free will to make those decisions because every action has a reaction, and it's that domino effect, right? And so soul contracts, while they can be a blueprint of a connection of two people, they can be very detailed or be very simple as well. The other beautiful thing about soul contracts is that every single one of us has something to learn from a soul contract, even if it's a very deep, detailed soul contract, like one that parents and child have together or two partners have together, or if it's a simple one like the person that cashes you out at your local cafe every day that you just happen to meet because you happen to move into the neighborhood, right? I personally don't believe in coincidence. I think that everything in one way or another is intertwined and is fated, whether it serendipitously happens or not. Now, what you can start to learn from soul contracts, and one of the things that I would encourage you all to ask yourself in the relationships that you have with different people, is to understand if we are attaching more than we need to these soul contracts. So while some soul contracts have a lot of depth and a lot of integration into them, other soul contracts are simply meant to trigger, illuminate, or enlighten something within us. And what I mean by that is, let me take you back to the example of the barista and the cafe. So let's just say you're walking into this cafe and you see the barista and you are immensely attracted to this barista. And in your mind, you might start thinking, and in your physical being as well, that there is a physical attraction and that you desire or lust for a little something more with them other than them just being your barista. While the barista, on the other hand, and you, while you were creating your soul contract, had made the decision in the spiritual world that this barista was not meant to have a physical romantic relationship with you, but their sole purpose via the soul contract was for them to come into your life to awaken, trigger, illuminate, or spark something within you to make you start asking yourself, well, what is it about this barista that I'm so attracted to? And why am I not attracting somebody like the barista in my day-to-day life? Maybe you find yourself continuously attracting individuals who are not kind, and this barista is kind. So the soul contract that you two have together is for you to start becoming more aware and more conscious of why you are not attracting kind romantic partners into your life. And so while some soul contracts can have all these deep intertwined stories, learning lessons, experiences, other soul contracts are simply placed here on earth, that we've decided to place here on earth to help us in our evolution, in our growth spiritually, emotionally, physically, and otherwise. I do have a video called Karmic Relationships that could help you understand a little bit more about soul contracts and why it is that sometimes we can meet people and feel such a tight bond to them, right? And this could be because we have had many, many soul contracts with them before. Remember that some of our souls are much older than others, as we've incarnated here on this physical reality many more times, either to learn more lessons or to experience other aspects of this world, other things that we need to experience and learn and go through as part of our evolution and our enlightenment and spiritual journey. So I would totally encourage you to go watch that other video. It's called Karmic Relationships. If you feel like you've ever been in a karmic relationship, or if you're feeling perhaps a little bit, confused or uncertain as to why you feel like you have such a tight bond with an individual. Now, I want you to remember that soul contracts can happen with neighbors, friends, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, etc. Every single person that you come into contact with in your life, whether it be from your childhood all the way until you're like 180, being a little bit dramatic there, all the way until your older years in life, you do have a soul contract with. So I would encourage you to remember that as you are experiencing these day-to-day interactions. And I would also encourage you to recognize what it is that you are offering to each person that you have an interaction with and what they could potentially be offering to you in return. I hope that this video on soul contracts was helpful for you. I hope that it helped you understand how these soul contracts are formed, what some of the learning lessons might be, and what the journey of these soul contracts could look like for you. If you like this video, let me know in the comments below. If you have any more questions in regards to soul contracts, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm so grateful for all of you. We'll see you on the next one. See you later, alligator. Peace out. Bye.